for his work. And that's what his office is. So he's talking about section 2.
Good morning, everybody. There's just a tad bit of shade over here, so please get situated. This is a really great day. My name is Hathaway Farabee, the Executive Director of the Safe and Sound Campaign, and I think this is the coolest project going on in Baltimore City. I'll tell you a quick little short story of how this all came about. Lowell Larson, Lowell, when I say your name, if you'd please raise your hand, that will help me from turning around and pointing. And Sandra Cole, we're determined to welcome their neighbors back to their community after their stay in prison. So they went right to the top and called Gary Maynard, Secretary of the Department of Public Safety and Corrections, and asked for an appointment. The goal. And he gave it to them. They went to the meeting. They said, "My goodness, you're here? Why are you meeting with us?" And he said back to them, "Because in all my years working in this field with ex-offenders, never," and he meant never, had a community called him and said, "How can we welcome our neighbors back home?" Gary Maynard was also surprised. Secretary Maynard's on vacation, but I'm very happy to say Phil Pye, Deputy Secretary, is here with us. Remember when I say your name? Wave. Thank you very much. So Lowell and Sandra gathered many allies along the way. They connected with an energetic, we can make anything happen kind of man, John Friedel, who works at the Safe and Sound Campaign. They then went to meet with Beth Stroman, who knows everything about green stuff, green jobs, who works in the mayor's office in the Department of Sustainability under the leadership of Cheryl Kashani, who ran the Sustainability Task Force. I mean, this thing has got the people on the ground. Cheryl, did you raise your hand? I'm going to call you out. We're in Mike May's pink right next to her community, where Telesis, who has been a fantastic partner on this project, is doing the redevelopment here under great leadership from the Central Baltimore Partnership with Joe McNeely, a long-time community organizer. Trust the community organizers to get the job done. Anyway, this team joined forces with the Greenmount Community Association, Sandra's group, connected with the well-known community leader who resides in the community, whose business is in the community, Lindsay Johnson with L&J Construction, to take the lead on pulling this down with funding from the Andy Casey Foundation. I know Scott's here, better wave, dude, okay? And leveraging stimulus funding, the intent of our president to put this money to work for good things in our community, hiring people. This project was born. To polish this idea off, we went all the way to Seattle, Washington to get an expert in deconstructing buildings. Dave Bennett. Dave? Oh, on top. And then we were ready to go, and here we are with a gigantic success. So, here's the deal. Instead of demolition, banging a ball into a building from a big machine, this team of gentlemen behind me with the orange hard hats took the lead in this city, and most likely in the country, if I'm not too bold, to deconstruct 2104 North Calvert Street, providing jobs to our people, recycling and reusing the materials, saving landfill space, and in an environmentally sound way. You know, no lead or asbestos flying in the air when the big ball crashes against the building. In concrete terms, this is what we have achieved today. We have trained and employed 9 men, welcomed back to their community, and supported by Jericho's reentry program. And I'm going to introduce these gentlemen to you right now. I don't know what order you guys are in, so just raise your hands. Andrew Brown, Brian Huntley, Donnie Wilson, Edward Thomas, Kelvin Weaver, LeVar Nichols, Lester Bazemore, Neil Joseph, and Troy Pratt.
Awesome.
These 9 men, in just 6 days, have deconstructed that row house, removed 41,000, 41 behind 1,000 tons of material, of which 95% are being reused or recycled. These materials are being put to good use, reducing Baltimore's energy consumption and landfill demand. We have the start of a new environmentally sound green industry in Baltimore City. The city has about 22,000 vacant units, which once seen as a blight is now resource that can stimulate our economy through the creation of good jobs for our people of the city, producing raw materials that can be resold and reused. This project demonstrates that we can employ more city residents for a longer period of time, create less landfill than conventional demolition in a cost-neutral way. It is my honor to introduce Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake, who under her leadership is giving Baltimore this golden opportunity. Mayor Blake.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Hathaway, for the kind introduction. It is a great pleasure to be here to witness the successful combination of green job training and materials recycling and rebuilding one of our prized communities. I am grateful that under your leadership, Safe and Sound Partnership is partnered with the city and the community to make our city better, safer, and stronger. I want to acknowledge and thank my colleague, Council President Jack Young, for joining us today and for your leadership and your commitment to this neighborhood. So on Friday, the state announced that the unemployment rate had dropped again to 7.2%. This is following a statewide drop that has brought the city's unemployment rate below 10%. It's at 9.8%. Most promising for the city are the numbers indicating that the construction industry appears to finally have turned the corner, gaining 9,300 jobs since February. That's significant. It means that, while we have some people that will always see the glass half full, we have some numbers to back it up, that we are coming out of this recession, and I'm pleased about it. To ensure that these are not merely short-term gains, it's vitally important that we make investments now to ensure that people are going back to work and that they have diverse training and skills for the jobs of today and tomorrow. The Barclay Deconstruction Project is an example of what we can achieve in our own communities if we work together in partnerships with one unified vision. The Department of Housing and Community Development has created a plan to replace vacant, dilapidated housing in the Barclay community that includes 350 new rental and market rate units. In 2007, as Hathaway mentioned, residents of the Barclay community approached our Office of Sustainability with an idea that they could deconstruct the vacant housing stock in their community slated for demolition and train their unemployed residents of Barclay towards new careers in the process. A broad partnership was formed to make this vision a reality. We have Safe and Sound that brought the grants, helped us get that made the grants, the grant writing, is there a word for that? The industry, grant writing brilliance got us the money and the job training advice. Jericho Reentry Program to provide social services for the trainees. L&J Contracting, yes, there you are. Minority businesses and private contractors, thank you. Reuse Consulting to provide the deconstruction training. Telesis Corporation is a prime developer. Baltimore City Housing Authority and Office of Sustainability, thank you everyone. As well as Phil Piet. Where are you? Yes, thank you for the Maryland Department of Corrections. Thank you for your partnership. So materials have been harvested from the deconstruction. They're being sorted and reclaimed for use in other building projects. Currently, 95% of the material taken from the row house at 2104 Calvert Street will either be reused or recycled. 95%. So this program supports multiple goals of our Baltimore sustainability plan, including minimize the production of waste, maximize reuse and recycling of materials, reduce risk from hazardous materials, and most importantly, create green jobs and prepare city residents for these jobs.